So here's a huge question. How do you even begin to know something that is, by its very nature, unknowable? It's a question at the heart of so many spiritual traditions. Well, today we're diving into a really unique answer from the world of Islamic mysticism, or what's often called Sufism. It's a path that tries to understand the divine not through, abstract philosophy, but through names. Our guide for this is an incredible 18th century text from a Moroccan Sufi master named Ahmed ibn Ajiba. It's this deep, rich commentary on what are called the beautiful names of God. And the amazing thing is, it's not just a dictionary of definitions. It offers a practical method, a real roadmap for spiritual transformation. And a note from the translator in the version we're looking at just puts the stakes perfectly. The whole idea here is that trying to know God isn't just some intellectual hobby. Nope. It's about fulfilling the very reason we exist. So, with that in mind, how does a journey like that even begin?
Well, the path begins with a concept that's right at the core of Islamic theology, al-Asma al-Husna, which means the beautiful names. The basic idea is, look, the divine essence itself is completely beyond our comprehension, but God reveals aspects of himself to creation through these names and attributes. They're like windows into a reality we can't see directly. Tradition holds that there are 99 of these names, and there's a really famous saying from the Prophet Muhammad that goes something like, "Whosoever enumerates them fully shall enter the garden." But here's the catch, and it's a big one. As we're about to see, enumerating them means something way, way deeper than just making a list.
Right, and this is where it gets super interesting. This is the Sufi method, laid out as a threefold path. Step 1 is connection. You just learn the name and what it means. Then comes step 2, inculcation. Kind of a big word, but it just means you actively try to bring that quality into your own character. And finally, you aim for realization. That's where you actually experience the reality of that name. It's not just a theory anymore. It's a journey that takes you from your head straight down into your heart. This entire path, this whole structure, is really built upon one name that's considered the cornerstone of all the others, the one that is said to contain all of them. And that name is Allah. The great thinker Al-Ghazali just puts it perfectly here. He says this name points to the one true existent, the ultimate reality that holds all the divine attributes together. So while other names might highlight one specific quality, like the merciful or the creator, the name Allah points to the very essence that has all those qualities in the first place. There's a fascinating scholarly debate about the word itself. Is it derived from the Arabic Alila, which just means the God, or is it something else entirely? Many of the classical heavyweights, including Al-Ghazali, argued for a much more profound idea, that Allah is a unique, proper name. It's not derived from anything else, it simply is. And here's why that's so important. The crucial point is its absolute uniqueness. For example, in Arabic, you might call a generous person Karim, and one of the divine names is El-Karim, the generous. That's fine. But the name Allah, according to the tradition, can never be applied to anyone or anything else. It's the most specific, most reserved name for the divine. Okay, so this brings us right back to that second step on the path, inculcation. If this name, Allah, is so unique and so specific to God, how can a human being possibly try to cultivate its character? This question leads us to one of the most profound and, frankly, often misunderstood concepts in all of Sufism. Really think about that. How is it possible for a finite, created human being to embody a quality of the uncreated, infinite divine? This is the central challenge, the great puzzle of the mystical path. And the answer lies in a radical, total reorientation of the self. The answer is a spiritual state called fana, or annihilation. Now, I know that word sounds pretty intense, but this doesn't mean you cease to exist physically. It's talking about the annihilation of the ego self, that part of us that's always thinking me, myself, and I. It's about becoming so completely absorbed in the awareness of God that your own sense of a separate I just dissolves. And this is an absolutely crucial distinction to make. The goal isn't to become God or to fuse with the divine essence. That's a common misunderstanding. Instead, the idea is for a human being to become like a perfect mirror. A mirror so polished and clean that their every action, their very being, no longer points back to themselves, but perfectly reflects the transcendent reality of God. And Al-Ghazali just brilliantly illustrates the practical goal here.
He uses the phrase become godlike, but then he immediately defines exactly what he means by that. He says it means that your heart and all your aspirations are completely taken up with God. You're no longer looking towards anything else, fearing anything else, or asking from anything else. It's a total recentering of your whole being.
Okay, so that's all pretty deep stuff. Let's try to make it a bit more concrete. How does knowing different names actually change our understanding of God? A classic example is to look at the two primary names for mercy, which are often translated almost identically, but hold a really subtle and beautiful distinction.
So first you have Al-Rahman. This is often understood as the universal, all-encompassing mercy. It's the grace of existence itself, the mercy that brings the entire universe into being and keeps it going, whether you're a believer, an unbeliever, an animal, a planet. It's for everything. Then you have Al-Rahim. This is seen as a more specific, intimate kind of mercy, the grace of guidance and spiritual support that's given to those who are actively seeking it. It's like one huge ocean of mercy, but with different currents flowing with. So let's bring this all together. What have we seen? This whole path, this whole idea is not about memorizing a list. It's a dynamic, lifelong process of using these sacred names as a kind of map for inner transformation. This is the journey in a nutshell, right? It starts with language, just knowing a name. It moves to your intellect, understanding the attribute. Then it drops into your heart, where you connect with its meaning. And finally, it has to manifest in your life as you try to adopt that quality and reflect that divine character, becoming a clearer and clearer mirror of that transcendent beauty. And that leaves us with a final thought to really ponder. The Sufi path is suggesting that these 99 names are more than just descriptions, they're lenses for seeing reality. So, if language can be a bridge to the divine in this profound way, it just makes you wonder, doesn't it? How do all the other words we use, every single day, shape not just what we think, but the very world we perceive around us?